This wheel will determine the nationality of who we sign for our clubs during this rebuild. And Dad and I are heading to France to take over clubs in Ligue 1, with my dad taking over the club I hate the most, Rennes. Meanwhile, I am rebuilding Lille, who has a very similar budget to Rennes at the start of the season. They are also very well matched in the league table too. So while I remind you of the rules, consider subscribing so you do not miss any of the fun videos we've got coming up, and sit back and relax. Well, Dad, you absolute traitor.
It's got to be done, mate. People have been asking for this. I'm going to do it.
You know I'm going to go all out to win this rebuild. Rennes versus Lille.
That's what makes it more fun, because I'm going to be all out to beat you as well.
No way I was ever going to be Rennes. But we've brought the wheel back. And this was actually, somebody in the comments suggested this, of a very recent rebuild that we've done. As you can see on this wheel, we have a lot of different nations that tend to produce some cracking footballers. And we've also included the whole continent of Africa, because I think if we just had one of the nations, one, people would argue we should have had the other one, but two, it gives us a wider option if you land on that. And the idea is, every season, Dad and I will spin this wheel once. And every season, whatever this wheel lands on for us as individuals, that nation will be the only nation we can buy players of that nationality. Not from that they play in that country. They have to be not an international, but they have to declare as that nation. Obviously, some players have double nationalities. We'll count either.
Oh, yeah.
If they have two double nationalities, as long as one of them is the one that we have selected on the wheel, then that is fine with us. But with every spin as well, that nation then gets taken away from the wheel. We have 11 different options on here, meaning the final spin is just going to be with two nations. All of these nations are eventually going to come out, other than one eventually. There's some tricky ones, really, when you think about it, for the French league. So, Dad, without further ado, you are Rennes, I am Lille, which means I'm going first, because you picked a horrible team. So, with this spin of the wheel, Omega Luke and Lille will be buying only Spanish players in the first season. That's a good one.
That is a good one,
because there's some decent Spanish talents that are fairly cheap at the start of the game. However, both our teams have £40 million.
Yeah, that's quite good, so I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, it's the reason why we decided to select the teams we did, other than Dad just being a horrible person, joining the Rats of Rennes. Right, Dad, what unfortunate nation will be targeted to sign for this horrendous club?
Come on. Be kind, be kind, be kind. Oh,
Brazilian.
I like it.
Now, there is a caveat to the fact that you've got Brazil. There is only 4 non-EU places up for grabs when you register a player. So although Rennes might be a good team in terms of some of the players they have, and Brazil is a fantastic nation, non-EU can only be registered 4 times.
Yeah.
And we know Dad loves registration rules.
Oh, no. I might just buy one player then.
Yeah, we're going to get... Yeah, right. One goalie, probably. We're going to get the summer underway and get our transfers in from Spain and Brazil, and we'll join you at the start of season number 1. Alright, Dad, our transfer windows have been complete. We're here at the start of the season. I left just over £1 million with a bit of a wage budget, so nothing really. I might just even that up, so they're quite happy with my little side. And I made 3 signings, actually. Didn't get my main target, though, which is a Tottenham player of all players. Yeah, I went to go for Reguilon at left back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He wanted obscene wages.
He will do when he's
So-
a lot of money at Spurs, isn't he?
Yeah, so instead I went for a right back in Pablo Maffeo. He also wanted quite high wages. I managed to get him down to 58k, but I still think he is an improvement to what I already have. He's a decent right back.
Yeah.
He's also only 26, so if I did want to use him for the remainder of this, then I can do. But as an attacking wing back, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Who can also tackle as well. Gets forward whenever possible. Great physicals. I think that's a good signing, especially for only the price of £13 million. That's a decent signing for me. I'm happy with that. We then went for Oscar Valentin, £14 million. We both had £40 million to spend in total. The players that I could attract who are from Spain, they won a lot. But I am quite happy with this guy because as a centre defensive midfielder, which I am now going to be using, the mental attributes and the physical attributes are fantastic.
Yeah.
If he had better technicals, he'd be one of the best players to pick up on the game, I feel. But Oscar Valentin from Rayo Vallecano, who is in one of the bottom end, I'd say, of La Liga. £14 million.
Good price,
Again, yeah, not bad. Well, this last one, we both could have signed in, to be fair.
I think we both love this player.
Yeah,
we love watching this player.
Well, Diego Costa. He's on a 2-year deal. Don't know how much he'll
His
play.
aggression says everything about this guy and the way he looks at it.
Yeah. Possibly the most horrible man in football after Diego Simeone, maybe.
Yeah.
But there we go. Free transfer. He's played 3 games for me, in fact, as well. He started 3 games and got an assist, which might tell you how well we've actually been doing. But still, he has... I forgot that he went to Wolves. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I completely forgot he was at Wolves for a bit.
I thought he was half a player that he was when he was at Chelsea.
Oh, God, yeah. When he was at Chelsea, he was a beast, wasn't he? An absolute animal. I mean, you look at that. It's first season, 27 Premier League goals. I know that was La Liga. 20 Premier League goals in 2 seasons out of the 3. So those are my 3 signings. In terms of the tactic, I'm locking in a couple of players because they don't necessarily play. But we've got Bentaleb in there, and we've got Angel Gomez, who potentially could be making a move this summer. Does run out of contract in this summer, so who knows? I really rate him. Obviously, yeah, he come through the Manchester United Academy. I'd love to bring him back. He'd be perfect for their new number 10 role that they've obviously utilising under Ruben Amorim. But he is at the Lille side right now. He's had a good couple of years there as well.
Yeah.
I'm locking him into that position there. The players that I have bought do go in. Even Diego Costa, who has been playing instead or with alongside Jonathan David. So Jonathan David's probably been dropping into this attacking midfield role, allowing Diego Costa to play up front. In that defensive midfield is where Oscar Valentin goes, and then of course Pablo Maffeo goes in that right back role. We'll have a look at my schedule, then we'll take a look at Dad's players. We haven't played each other yet, but I have played quite a lot of games because of the Champions League path, which I have qualified for. So I'm happy, and I do think it has possibly affected some of the games that I have played in and around that. I lost to Marseille at home.
Yeah.
In a disappointing result that maybe wouldn't have gone that way if I hadn't played young boys and stuffed them 4-1 when I had to win as well, because I drew the home leg 1-1 in the previous 4 days before that. But we have already defeated Nantes, which is of course your main fierce rivals.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
We lost to Marseille, and we did go away and beat Brest, because I do like every now and then going away to some Brest.
Yeah. We're going down that road again, are we?
No. We know at some point it's going to pop up.
Yeah.
Breasts are going to pop out.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, to play.
And we like it when they come out to play.
We do enjoy when breasts do come out to play.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So when they do pop out to play,
we like to get stuck in, don't we?
you know, we're just going to dive right in there. We are through. Champions League group. I've got Liverpool, Atalanta, Stuttgart. Europa League, please.
Yes, you didn't get through there, are you?
No, I'd like to go into Europa League. That will be definitely an advantage for me. But let's have a look at it. Your Rennes side. Oh, I still can't believe it. Transfers that you have brought in. You have spent a very similar amount of money, but on just 2 players.
Yes.
We got Rodrigo Muniz from Fulham.
Good young striker. There was a couple of Brazilians I looked at playing up front. Some of them wanted a lot of wages, but this guy, what did I get? 42k for this one, and a good price from. He's good, nice young as well. So I thought, tactic I'm going to play. Yes, I do this play.
And then we also have Mateus Reis from Sporting, 13 million.
One of my centre backs is going out on loan. I wanted to get this guy who can play centre back and left back. He'll probably play left back because I think I've got another young sort of centre back that can sort of take the position of the centre back. But this guy will cover both positions, which I like.
So tactically, you're going for a 3 up front, and you're locking in Mika Faye.
Yeah, that's the guy that I'm going to lock in. Only 19, so learning from you again, lock a player in very early, get him sort of get him playing straight away. Yeah, I feel I've got a very good side here, and I'm taking a chance. This is the tactic that I go for when I'm quite confident with the players that I've got.
Yeah,
I need a strong midfield. And I feel that Strike Force is very good with the new players I've just put in there as well.
Oh yeah, you've also got Callum Muendu as
he's
a star striker. He's great.
Yeah.
And Amin Guri, who you signed a lot.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And I was in and out whether to play wingers as well, because I have got a couple of wingers in the team, and he is a very good winger as well.
Yeah, Jota's the other one.
Yeah, I mean he's injured at the moment anyway, so
yeah, he's out for 2 to 4 months. Yeah, so you might as well.
And that
keep
sort of
him
like
off.
swayed me to sort of go to this tactic. I think I'm going for it right from the beginning. I've got to get myself way ahead of you, I think. So I'm going for it.
Arthur Theat is your main centre back, but he's out on loan at the best club in Europe, Eintracht Frankfurt. So he's went from the worst club to the best club in one loan move. Good for you. He doesn't have a loan to buy option though, so unfortunately you will have to come back to Rennes. I mean, you might as well just retire while you're in Frankfurt when your career's on a high, Arthur, but there we go. So yeah, you're locking in that one player, Mika Faye, into the lineup in your left centre-back position, while obviously the Lonely is out of the club, and maybe you might be able to sell him on. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
one of the two options will be beneficial for you next year. Schedule wise, then you have played PSG already, lost against them 1-0 away from home.
Not a bad result.
Not away from home,
no,
definitely
I'm
not.
Take that. Yeah.
Colin Wani scored, ironically. I think as we're recording this today, he's about to move to Juve.
Yeah.
Toulouse away from home though.
I'm disappointed with.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that one.
No.
Right, I'm gone. That's enough for me. You had a nice win, though, against Nice. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're full of them today, ain't you, mate?
3-0. Can't think of any puns for Reims, but you beat them 2-1. Yeah. 2 late goals, though. Yeah.
That's worrying as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 89th and 93rd. Well, not worrying. It's also a positive. In whatever way you look at it, really. It's worrying. All right, it took me until 2 late goals. But stamina-wise, we're in the game until the very end. You can't write us off. In the current league table, we're neck and neck again, which basically where we were predicted.
Yeah.
I think we predicted 5th and 6th. We're 6th and 7th there. So it's going to be a difficult season to try and creep into that top 4, maybe get a Champions League spot. But points-wise, if we're looking at it that way, we might not want to go into the top 4. Maybe a Europa League spot is exactly what we are aiming for. It's probably what I'm going to be aiming for this season with my Lille side. So let's simulate season number 1 and see what happens. Oh, season number 1. Lille 3rd, Rennes 4th.
4 points. Close.
Was very close with the same amount of wins. You just didn't draw as well. You lost too many games. I drew 9. You lost 9. So that was the difference there. Those points.
The same, so yeah.
PSG, unbeaten season. Not one person can beat them, and only 13 goals against them. 3 of them being Nice, who we noticed were really low down, so I don't know how they managed to concede that many. That's going to be tough, isn't it, to catch them?
I'm disappointed with me finish. I had you near the end of the season, didn't I? I had a draw against you, then I drew and lost the last game after that. Cost me then, really. I was right on your ass all the way, so...
Yeah. Callum Mwendu, though, top scorer of the league.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that. That's what I expected from him. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Getting the most goals. He also had one of the highest average ratings there. Player of the match as well.
Yeah.
Don't have any... Oh, no, we've got Pablo Maffeo there, who's got the most yellow cards, but that doesn't really count for anything. No Lille players whatsoever. In terms of the statistics, you're still behind PSG in terms of goals. They pretty much dominated all of it. Although I had the most shots, which is great in terms of my tactic must be working.
Yeah.
But obviously I need better finishers. So that's maybe something that I need to think about. But anyway, we're on Lille. Let's have a look at the competitions. Runners up to PSG.
That's what you got to hope, really, that someone just knocks them out in early stages, didn't they? So if they're still in it when it comes near the end, they're going to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't do very well in the Champions League. Knocked out in the group stage.
You was playing for one position when you were really, so...
Yeah, Liverpool and Atalanta finished above me. It looks like I got absolutely tonked. Didn't even score a goal in the 4 games I lost. Never mind. Next season. I mean, we are looking like we'd go into the Champions League, but I can't remember whether one of us goes automatically, which would be me, and then you have to qualify.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what happens in the French League when it turns over. Let's see how far you got in the competition, though, Dad. Semi-final by Lille. Get in. So that's 1 point for finishing higher. We had 2 points for knocking you out.
Both had a good cut round, is there? Oh, no.
Unlucky.
Yeah, could have done with one of us playing against PSG. We didn't try and knock them out.
Yeah.
Good season.
We faced each other. Yeah, not a bad season.
Yeah.
In terms of the games against each other, we drew both fixtures in the league there, so no points either way there. So it's a very tight in terms of points first season. Goals-wise, so let's have a look at your statistics. So Callum Mwendu got 27, really good from him.
Yeah.
Your new striker, of course, the Brazilian you brought in, Rodrigo Muniz, 15 there. Amin Guri, 14. Ludovic Blas, 22 assists. He had a great season.
Yeah.
Transfer budget, we still don't know what country you're going to have to buy from yet. 16 million, but with a good wage budget to pump it up a little bit. But I know what you're like. You'll be wanting to sell players for that.
I can sell as well, wouldn't it?
Let's see on my side of things then. 21 goals from Remy Cabella, who was an attacking midfielder. He's 34 as well now. Jonathan David got 17. I've never liked Jonathan David on this game. It might be somebody I'll look to cash in on. And Real Madrid want him. Yeah, fair enough.
He's gone.
At least I know they got the money. Nabil Bentaleb did quite a right locking him in with Angel Gomez, who we also know has picked up an injury halfway through the season. Yeah, he broke his foot, so he was out for 3 months. That's a shame. We'll have to just make sure he has an okay time next season. Diego Costa, though, 19 games he played, 5 goals. That'll do for a free transfer. Yeah. That'll do for me. Pablo Maffeo got 9 assists as a new signing. Really happy with that one. And Oscar Valentin played majority of the time off the bench, unfortunately, but still got 5 assists. Not too bad, but my transfer budget, 27 million. Not much of a wage, which makes me think we probably will roughly have about the same.
Yeah.
Diego Costa's actually got some offers in for him. It's not a lot of money, and he's only on 18k a week anyway, so I feel like I might just reject them. But there we go. Let's head to the wheel then, because the scores are 3-0 to me. After that points tally was quite low, obviously. No points for yourself, Dad, no wins. No. But the cup competition being knocked out in the semi-final gained me 2 points, and the league position gave me 1. So let's head to the wheel and find out what countries we'll be buying from in Season 2. Alright, Dad, even though you are only Rennes, I think it's fair that you do the first spin. If you're looking at this, what country would you want to be?
English.
Really? But remember, they're non-EU.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. All right. Portuguese. There's a few Portuguese players I
There's
do
some
like.
good Portuguese players, yeah. Let's have a look then. Let's see who you're going to get. If I'm looking at it, I want you to get either Argentinian or Dutch. That'll be the best.
Oh, why do you always got to say that?
Argentinian, more non-EU players for Dad, and it means I don't have to land them either. A lot of the African nations, funny enough, does count in the registration because of the French-African kind of relationship that they have. That isn't too bad of one if you do get African. But let's see. Let's find out. What nation or nations will I be choosing from? And it looks like it's going to be Italian. I can't really remember many Italian players going to the French league.
No,
so that I could be signing
they don't
some...
like that league, do they?
No, I could be signing some new players for that league that potentially have never played there before. So, let's see who we bring in. Now, I like you just the way you are, you sexy beast. But let's be real, there's always room for improvement when it comes to the grooming department. And Manscaped are here for you to help you love everything about the man that's looking back at you in the mirror. Introducing the Beard and Balls Bundle. Keep that winter beard sharp with the Beard Hedger, with its rotating dial for 20 different lengths, or with just one guard. Completely waterproof, and with that Manscaped signature skin-safe technology. So let's also wake up the old boy from its winter hibernation. Although before we do, a quick reminder that Manscaped allows you to have 20% off and free shipping when you use code OMEGA at manscaped.com. But yes, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, it cuts through the New Year's forest with ease and stays gentle around those delicate possessions. Featuring 2 skin-safe blade heads for a fresh start, whether your partner enjoys him with a bit of a tidy up or a completely smooth finish. Either way, they will appreciate the effort you've gone to give them a bit of a tidy up. So once again, join me and the other 11 million men around the world who use Manscaped products and revamp your grooming routine with the Beard and Balls Bundle. Head to manscaped.com, pick up the Beard and Balls Bundle and use code OMEGA at checkout to get yourself that 20% off and free shipping. You're welcome. All right, Dad, let's look at your transfer window. Signing only Argentinian players. You've overspent in terms of... Well, actually, no, it's pretty much bang on. For this Rennes side then, 2 players joined you. Exactly the same as last season. And we got Nicolas Dominguez.
Yeah, I felt I needed that stronger defensive midfield player. Probably a bit of a ball player as well, so that's what I've gone for, really.
He's a cracking signing, Dad.
Yeah,
that is really good.
Yeah, good age as well, 26, so I'm pleased with this signing.
£36 million. You're finally doing the thing that I always told you to do. Just spend your money on one good player instead of 4 shit ones. But you did sell a couple of players to allow this one to come in. As you can see, you raised £20 million there.
That was the main signing I was going to go for. I sold a few more players to get the second signing, really.
Yeah, Montiel.
Just to strengthen my defence up a little bit better. I thought, well, a good right back, that would do a good job for me then. So
yeah, I mean, World Cup winner. I believe he was the guy who scored the penalty. Montiel. He might have been the left back. I can't remember, but he obviously was a World Cup winner. Montiel, who plays for Sevilla there. Very good.
I feel it's 2 good signings for me, really. And I have changed the tactics. So
yeah,
I might have gone for another striker if I kept the same tactic just to sort of strengthen it up. But I thought, well, if I change it to this, the attacking midfield player there. He's quite good in front of goal as well. So I'm hoping that he's going to do a better job for me this season.
He was great for you last season.
Yeah.
20 assists.
Yeah, but I want more goals from him this season. So. But he's already given me 3 assists already in 4 games. So
yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
Controversial because obviously he moved from Rennes to Nantes, or other way round.
Yeah.
And obviously they are fierce rivalry.
Yeah.
So probably didn't go down very well at all. But yeah, 20 assists last season is absolutely incredible from that man. So hopefully more for you there, or not, because you're Rennes. Let's see them. We'll have a look at my transfers, then we'll have a look at the schedules at the same time. I also only brought in 2 players. Didn't sell in. Actually, no, I've told you a lie. I again brought in 3 players. That's because I sold a couple of players as well. You can see there are a few players who have left. The first player that joined me was Renzo Parola, £22 million for a good centre-back. I needed a left-sided centre-back. I felt like this guy comes in and does improve that position. So he joins Renzo Parola from Olympiacos for £22 million roughly. Then we got 2 other guys coming in from the Italian league. We got Volpato. These 2 are bargains as well, by the way. £7.25 million for a 20-year-old centre attacking midfielder who looks quite good at this point and does have a good potential. There are a few worrying signs on his cons, but I had the money to bring him in. I think he gives me options across the front 3 should I choose to change my tactic. And then the main guy that I went for, I thought I need a new striker. Didn't sell Jonathan David, which annoyingly Real Madrid was interested, but didn't want to put a bid in because of the transfer window being closed. And then when the transfer window was open, they weren't interested at all then. And then they put in a silly bid of 15 million when he was worth 40. So I just kept hold of him. But Roberto Piccoli comes in, and I'm actually going to lock this guy in because I think as a striker, he's a better option for me than Jonathan David, who I can never really get the best out of, unfortunately. But good strength, pace, good in the air, good finishing ability. My target type forward that I've got playing in that advanced forward role with the 2 centre attacking midfielders in behind. I'm locking him in to see how he does. He's got 2 goals in 4 games so far. Let's take a look at them. Now, I've won 3 out of my 4 games and only lost to PSG, and I was 2-0 up. Devastating, really. 2-0 up against them. But the rest of the games, I mean, I beat Monaco 3-0. They are the guys who finished in 2nd place last season ahead of me. So a 3-0 win against them, I will take. I'm in the Champions League. Let's have a look at my Champions League fixtures that I've got this season. Rangers, Union Berlin, PSV, Atletico Madrid and Atalanta's 2 difficult ones. The end, though. Real Madrid away from home. I don't know.
I think you've got to just forget that game and concentrate on the rest of it before that,
yeah.
Especially your first 3. I think you've got to get results out of those first 3.
If I win the first 3, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
And I should be able to qualify from that. Let's look at your fixtures, Dad. You had qualification to get into the Champions League, and you were knocked out of it. You scumbag. You took the coward route out and went into the Europa League.
Well, my assistant manager, he just sort of, said, go on, boys, go and have a bit of a rest and we'll just play this one through.
No, you played all your good players.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I'll take it. Whatever it happened, I'll take it.
You have won 3 out of 4 in the league as well, only losing to Lyon away from home, so not too bad. It seems like whenever we look at this,
quite close, yeah.
We are next to each other every single time. We'll have to see how this one plays out. You've got Europa League football to play now.
I mean, I should qualify from that.
I would say so.
I would say as well.
Yeah, I would say so. Got a bit of catching up to do. It's 3-0 on the points. Can you pull that back in season number 2? Oh, end of season number 2. Big drop off from you, Dad. First time we've been separated, really.
Yeah, awful season for me.
Let's have a closer look, a deeper dive. 2nd place for Lille, 78 points there, losing 6 times. But I did score the most goals in the league.
I was to say, you did score a lot of goals, didn't you? It's a good season for you, really.
Yeah, PSG lost 2 games this year. One of them was against you.
Yeah.
Trying to do me a favour, trying to help you win the league. I lost 6 times in total. Did not lose to Rennes.
No,
but
bad season.
You lost 11 times, Dad. Both times against Lille.
Both times you scored 4 against me as well.
Yeah, so that's 3 points right there and then. For finishing higher, beating you twice in the league. 11 losses is not quite good enough, Dad, really, is it?
I mean, I lost 3 games in my last 5 games. It just cost me the European spot.
Yeah.
Probably cost me, well, I could have easily gone 3 or 4 spaces above that as well if I'd won a couple of those games. So, yeah, disappointed.
Okay.
I thought I had a better team than that.
Roberto Piccoli was also the top scorer of the league, with Laborde coming in second place just behind him
Good
there.
signing for you there.
With 27, it was indeed. He also had one of the highest average ratings with Zagrova, who is my right winger, doing quite well as well, and had some of the, the same amount of Xavi Simons for the player of the match as well. So decent numbers coming in. Zagrova had the most assists with 16. That's great to see. So from our right winger, supplying the goods for Piccoli up front there, scoring the most goals, having the most shots. But again, the majority of it is dominated by PSG, as it really would be at the start there. We're on Lille though. Let's have a look. Competitions. Did I top it off with a trophy? No. And the trouble is, being in the Champions League, I'm not going to get a chance at European glory unless I come up with something ridiculously special. But the 10th round by Lens is not great. I know Lens are a decent side. They finished in 8th place. They might have even won the cup by the looks of it, which suggests you haven't, Dad, because you don't have anything next to your name. And you were also knocked out in the 11th round by Strasbourg there. In Europa League, round of 16 by Feyenoord.
Disappointed with that. I had a 3-1 win at home, lost 3-0 away. Disappointed. I mean, some big teams in there, so whether I'd have got all the way, I don't know. But
beat Malmo in the knockout playoff round in the league phase. You finished in 9th place, just one position away from that automatic. Lost 2 games. One was against Leverkusen, drew against Real Betis and Young Boys, won 4 of the fixtures.
I mean, look at that now. I mean, Feyenoord were 4th, so they were higher than me in the group, so they probably deserved to win that game then, really.
Feyenoord was being won. Oh, we had a French team in there with Marseille, but Juve managed to win it. Who won the actual Coupe de France then? What happened there? It was Lens beating Marseille, so there's our opportunity.
You got to be jumping in there, haven't you?
Yeah, really? Champions League, I had a bad year. I finished down in 27th. I won 2 games there against Atletico Madrid and Rangers.
One of your hardest games.
Yeah, drew 2 and then lost 4 games. And we did see I had some tricky fixtures, to be fair, but the loss there to Real Madrid, 4-0 away from home. I lost all 4 away fixtures there. Don't like travelling away, does this team. Now, let's have a look then at the player statistics. We know that there was a lot of goals from a certain Italian striker, Roberto Piccoli, with 33 in 43 games with 4 assists. 22 for Jonathan David as well. He's still filling in. That's good, actually, because last season I slated him. We know this season who's wanted him this time. Man United and Barcelona. That is a typical Man United signing, that is. They'll offer me 105 million, I guarantee it. Zagrova with 15 and 21 assists, so that's really good as well. Again, I might cash in on Jonathan David if I can.
If you get anywhere near the 100 million, you got to take it in, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So that might be something. It all depends, though, whether I get somewhere decent on the wheel, because if it's like an awful country, then I'll just be like, nope, no point. Transfer budget for myself, 50 million. I'll take that. I'm happy with that. Let's have a look at yourself then, Dad. Squad-wise, 15 goals from Rodrigo Muniz. He wasn't even in your best 11 at the beginning of the season. Amin Ghouri got 14. Kalamoendu got 11.
Bro, I lost out. Didn't score enough goals.
Midfielders did get a lot of assists, but yeah, as you're right, you're not getting a lot of goals there, unfortunately for you. And your transfer budget, 16 million. You need to be in the big European competitions to get it.
I don't know. Didn't look at it quick enough there. Am I dodgy for my goalkeepers now? Because he's got to be close to 40 now. And coming to the end of his contract.
Yeah, he is 40 and he is retiring.
Yeah, so I need a keeper.
Oh, I can't believe we've come this far. Can you guys? We have come to the 3rd season and we're without a goalkeeper.
Well, let's hope I get a good country where there's a lot of keepers.
Yeah. France has got a decent amount. Obviously, with it being the nation that we are playing in right now, it's the easiest country for us to be able to buy players in. They tend to want to go to the clubs that you are using. If you get Africa, you could be screwed. Because I don't think there's very good African goalkeepers.
Whenever you say that, it usually ends up me being that country, doesn't it?
Well, there isn't very many good African goalkeepers that are not like stupid amounts of money or at all. So you can have your luck cut out if you're picking up one of them.
Now, yeah.
Right. Well, let's have a quick look at the points. Then we'll head back to the wheel. So the season 2 points are Omega Luke with 3 and Dad still with 0. Meaning the total points after 2 seasons are Luke with 6, Dad with 0. All right, Dad, back to the wheel we go. Just how many's left? 7 nations on there. It's my pick first this time round.
Come on.
I'm kind of... you want me to get... I'm kind of looking for these 2 here. Portuguese or French. That would be what I would want to go for. But let's find out. I've got a good amount of cash. £50 million to spend. it is going to be African players. The only upside to it is it's the whole continent of Africa.
I don't mind. It just means I don't get it.
Yeah. It means there's a lot of options for me to get. But all right, let's find out what you're going to get, Dad. I mean, there's some good goalkeeping options. Is there any good ones in the Netherlands?
There's a few good players around though.
Yeah,
so,
they have. They do have like historically good goalkeepers.
I mean, really, I've got a couple of players I could sell to make up a bit of money to get a couple of players in, but I desperately need a keeper.
Yeah.
Whether it's just one player I buy, because I've got a good team, I feel.
Yeah.
But I'm desperate for a keeper now, so I've got to get one, haven't I?
All right, let's see who he brings in the summer. All right, Dad, I had African players. It turns out I needed the goalkeeper. Wouldn't you believe it?
That.
Yeah, I did, to be fair. But I found one, so that's a good thing. I actually brought in 4 players in total. Didn't sell anybody again. One of those scenarios where I think the valuation's too high and the likes of Man United decided to bottle it when it came to picking up those players. But there we go. So the keeper that I brought in is Bingourou Kamara. Now, OGs of the Omega Loot channel will remember his time at Strasbourg because I used to use him a lot during the Youth to Gold era. The very first Youth to Gold live stream that I did, Bingourou Kamara was the goalkeeper there. So I brought him in. He is a cheap cost of only £3.6 million. He is from the division below. Got 9 clean sheets last season, 12 the season before that. He's very capable, but Lucas Chevalier is just way too good. Then we've got Morlai Sela, who was a free transfer. Not a bad free transfer, to be fair. Ghanaian. So we got that. Yeah. Then 2 more players. I realised I didn't necessarily have an out-and-out left-footed left-back. So Rami Ben Sabani from Algeria has joined. He's already injured. Of course he is. It's August and I've made a new signing. He is 30. My options were very limited. He also used to play for Rennes. He's seen the light.
Yeah.
You know, he's made good decisions in his life after 2019.
Comes back.
Absolutely. And blast one in the top corner for me. Anyway, he's joined from Dortmund, £19 million. He's got an assist already and a player of the match, which is a good sign, really, from a left back. So happy for him to join the club. And then Ramiz Zerouki. I'll be honest, I needed a CDM. I went for Sangare from Nottingham Forest. He wanted Saudi Arabia like of money. I thought I couldn't believe it. So in the end, I had to find somebody else. Algerian again. He's okay, don't get me wrong. He just doesn't get into my first team. And I really felt like I needed a first team CDM this season. So anyway, Zagrova I'm using as a centre attacking midfielder. We've switched the tactic to a 4-2-3-1 narrow. Reason for it is I think this season I need to go for it in terms of that league title. The one where I've got on the wing just wasn't really cutting it in that regard. So I'm thinking this suits my centre defensive midfielders better. It lets David be a shadow striker, which he is exceptional at, by the way. And we're just having to bring in Zagrova, who I actually think will be a better centre attacking midfielder. And then by the looks of it, Volpato would go out here. He's left-footed. It suits him to be that side as well. So I actually prefer that as well. And these 2 attacking midfielders are allowed to cross in the ball for, of course, Roberto Piccoli, who scored quite a lot of goals last season. So it's some upgrades, but it's not the upgrade that I wanted.
No.
I was hoping for a better player in here. Maybe next year the wheel will be a little bit more kinder to me and I can find somebody for that position and possibly that position. We'll see. We'll find out. My schedule so far, let's have a look. It's been very good. Haven't dropped a point yet. Picked up some good wins. Monaco again, away from home. Marseille as well, 1-0. Away to Saint Etienne, at home to Lyon. Very, very good. Champions League fixtures, we'll have a brief look at it. Don't expect me to go very far on them because we haven't been doing very well at all in Europe. Got Arsenal in there, that's your favourite team. Barcelona and Milan as well. We're actually recording this on the day that Arsenal and Spurs are going to play each other, so yeah, whoever wins, Dad will pick to be his team the rest of the season, probably.
No, I didn't have any.
Rennes, let's have a look. One team I will never pick.
Ground, and treat you up to a proper Spurs game, and show you the way, and you're still having a go at me at it.
Well, to be fair.
Oh, did you enjoy that, Spurs?
Yeah, because Liverpool lost. That
There
was
you go.
good.
See, I picked the right game to take you to. Didn't
Yeah, Liverpool losing was good fun. It was good stadium, the cracking stadium,
I?
wasn't it?
That was brilliant.
Really nice stadium.
Yeah,
So,
really good.
okay, let's have a look then. Transfer history for Dad. You had the Dutch players.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You brought in a goalkeeper, Joe Drommel,
I had to get one in the end. Yeah, this is.
7 million.
The era keepers were. I mean, the Bright. When we couldn't think of any keepers, the Brighton keeper's a really good keeper.
Yeah.
But he was just out of my league. So.
Mark Flecken was another one you looked
Yeah,
at.
he
A
was,
bit
yeah.
more expensive
Yeah,
again.
So I got this guy, and I'm hopefully he'll do a job for me. So.
Memphis Depay, who for some reason was at Corinthians.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that when I found that. So yeah, I thought I'll get him in.
I can't remember that being that's a real life transfer, I think. That's happened in real life, yeah, because it wouldn't be up here. I mean, obviously, playing Football Manager, you tend to see a lot of the transfers that have happened, but because we've gone so long without an update, because normally the game would have come out in October, November, you'd see transfers like that. Some of them you miss, obviously. I don't know whether that was a summer move or whatever, but there we go. Memphis Depay is now at Corinthians, and now he has made a bad decision to go to Rennes. And then we got Gustavo Hamer, £21 million, the most that you spent on a player this summer.
Yeah.
Good midfielder, though.
Yeah, he's a good midfielder, and he covers a few other positions as well. But yeah, just strengthening my midfielder. That's what I needed, but I think it's working at the moment. I'm having a bit of a problem at the moment.
You are, yeah. You've changed around your tactic recently as well. Gone to a 4-3-3 with that free striker formation coming back, but with an advanced midfielder.
I started off with I think wingers, and I haven't started too well. And I've just thought to myself, well, I haven't got European games to worry about, so I haven't got to be so defensive. So
all right,
I'm playing free up front now.
Truffat's locked in, who is obviously a French left back there.
Yeah.
Hasn't been playing a lot of games for you, which is the reason why he's unhappy at the minute. Yeah. As you can see, though, the lineup without him being locked in, you can see the familiar faces up front of Depay, Kalamuendu, and Amin Gori. Dominguez, who was obviously your best signing last year, still nails in his position there. But other than that, obviously, it's as you were, really, yeah.
The keeper's gone in, so
yeah, the keeper's got. Well, you didn't have much choice.
No,
you didn't have the goalkeeper. So there we go. Schedule. Let's have a look at it. We won the first game.
Yeah.
I just said we for Rennes. You
I
won.
I was pleased with my last friendly beating Feyenoord because I lost against them in the Europa League.
Yeah.
So I was pleased to see, well, maybe I got a little bit better. Then I won the first game, and then I just went to pot then.
Yeah, lost to Grenoble, who've just been promoted, which that's a bad result.
Yeah, so that's why I've changed my tactic. So,
drawn to Montpellier, that should be a win as well.
Yeah.
Drawn away to Lens is a difficult fixture anyway, but you've done all right.
It still makes it hard for me. I'm now behind now, and I'm trying to catch up again now.
Yeah.
I mean, like you've had a really good start. It's momentum then, isn't it? It just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm behind now, so...
I'm not even top of the league. That's 3 teams who have gone 12 points there.
Yeah.
Speaking of being behind, you are also behind on the points.
Yeah, so I've got to get something going. So that's why I've gone more attacking now.
Yep, season number 3. Let's get on with it then and see what happens. All right, Dad. Season is over. Finishing 2nd place. You've just dropped down into 6th.
Last game of the season, by the looks of it, I dropped in. Same as Strasbourg, 53 point. I could have doubled that 1 place more.
Yeah.
Disappointed again. I tried everything, changed new tactics and a lot. It's still not working for me, is it?
No. I am catching PSG at the top.
Yeah.
They won by 12 points. There was a run where I was even a lot closer to the point where I think even at some points we were neck and neck in terms of the points. They did dominate if you look at this side of things. You were around, I mean, you kind of stayed pretty much the same position.
You had that bad start, called it up again and just stayed it.
Yeah, 5th to 7th pretty much the whole time.
Been consistent.
No, Roberto Piccoli, 21 goals though. That was good. And Zagrova with a 7.35 after obviously locking him into that position. I think that was a smart move. He also got the most assists again. So I didn't lose out on using him in that central role rather than having him out on the wing. He still pretty much did what I wanted him to do, really. Both our goalkeepers did quite well in terms of clean... oh, no, that wasn't our goalkeepers. I'm looking at that thinking it was our goalkeepers. No, it's yellow cards. All right, we're on Rennes. Let's see, did you win anything in the cups? No, 11th round by Lens. I mean, at least you didn't drop any points. Oh, speaking of the points, I lost 5. Dad beat me. You got your first point. We drew the other game, as you can see there, but obviously I got a point for finishing slightly higher. So right now, it's 1-1 on the points. Unless I have gone on and won the Coupe de France. Get in. Look at that. Beat PSG in the final as well. Love that.
You're going to win it, you've got to beat the best. So
Exactly.
That's what you've done.
After that, obviously, Auxerre 6-0, where you were eliminated in the 11th round. Semi-final, knocked out Le Havre. I had an easy run to get there, but in the final, I had the hardest team, and I beat them 2-1. I'm really happy with that. That's great. So in terms of the transfers we had to make, the African players seem to have come in and had a positive impact on my squad. So that's not too bad at all. Let's look at the squad then. Kamara, who I brought in as a backup goalkeeper, didn't really need him.
No.
Didn't play a single game. That's because Lucas Chevalier was absolutely exceptional. Obviously, he is one of my better players. He's actually unhappy at the minute. Probably wants a new contract. Yeah, I'll give you a new contract. 38 goals, so for Roberto Piccoli, who is wanted by Monaco. He also wants a new contract. That's fine. Zagrova, what a season. What a season he had there. Sila, who I just brought in on a free transfer. 14 goals, 8 assists. Cracking signing. Really. Really good. Ben Sabagni coming at left back. He got himself 10 assists as well. 31 though. So, I mean, we've only got 2 seasons left. So it ain't too bad, really. Pablo Maffeo had a good season as well. My transfer budget, though, £46 million. Good amount. Yeah. It's a good amount. Depending on what nation I get, I can certainly pick up a few new players. Let's have a look at you, Dad. 15 goals for Amin Gori, 14 for Kalamuendo, 13 for Blas, and only 11 with 15 assists for Memphis Depay. Not good when you're playing 3 up front.
No. Well, that's why I finished 5th and it was 6th, so tinkering again, shall I?
Yeah, it's your favourite thing to do, yeah. Bring in a goalkeeper and start tinkering with the tactic. I mean, your goalkeeper did okay, you know.
Yeah.
Not too bad. You played 36 games as well. The other players that you brought in, obviously, one was Depay. And then you had Gustavo Hammer, who played 2 games off the bench, and that is it. So they didn't exactly make much of a difference in your squad. You have £13 million.
Yes, I'm struggling stuff. I've got to sell players.
I mean, financially, they're doing absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'm doing.
They're just being horrible little rats and not giving you any money. My aim for this rebuild is for you to hate Rennes as much as I do by being their manager before that.
Not going to happen.
Right then, before we take a look at the wheel to decide what transfer's doing next, let's have a look at the points. So season number 3 points are Omega Luke with 4, Dad with 1, meaning Omega Luke now has 10 and Dad has his 1 solitary point. Here we go then, just 5 nations remaining on the wheel, including French.
To be honest with you, they're all good.
They're all good, yeah.
So we should get a couple of good players now.
Well, you're going first. Let's see what nation you can only sign players from in the next season, and it is English.
They haven't helped me at all, though. It's non-EU, bro. So
no, not at
I'm
all.
in trouble again.
I mean, you have gone around quite well, because when you had Argentinian, you were finding players who were Argentinian and Spanish, or Argentinian and Italian, and doing quite well. But I think you might struggle to find English and an EU nation. But there we go. Right, that leaves 4 nations for me where I don't have to worry about EU rules. I would prefer to stay away from Belgium if I can, and I got the best one, French. That is a nation that I can really challenge PSG for the title for.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens in season number 4. Well, Dad, I ended up having a very busy window.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I mean, there's £20 million going out there, but then the big money. Jonathan David has gone to PSG. I sold him for £101 million.
I would have come back and kick you.
Well, to be honest, I don't think rate him that highly. I mean, they paid £100 million for a player who got 13 goals and 6 assists. Attribute-wise, yeah, he looks great at the minute.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would take the money as well, but it's another French team, and that's the worst thing you can do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the only trouble. It's the one French team I'm actually trying to catch, and I'm selling them. Potentially my best player, but I can never get the best out of him. I don't know what it is. Like, goals-wise, I can never get him to score enough goals. So, there we go. But let's have a look at the French players that I brought in after selling Jonathan David. Now, actually, to be fair, the one player I did bring in before that, with the 40-odd million pound I had, was Lacroix, 26-year-old centre-back. I love the fact that he's got a good amount of pace, aggression, good positioning on him as well. 6'3", big towering figure at the back. 37 million. I think that's worth it. Then we've got Joris Chatard, and this is where I kind of spread out that money to try and fill the gaps where I thought the rest of the squad needed to catch up to the players that I've bought who have gone to the next level. Joris Chatard in that CDM role was the first one I brought in. He's a good centre midfielder, good centre defensive midfielder who will help out in both roles. Then we've got Maxime Esteve, very similar to the Lacroix one, he is fast and strong. That's what I like about him. So he's left-footed as well, so that helps. Melvin Bard, I needed a better left-back. The one I bought from last season, Ben Sabani, was good, but he's the only one I had there. So I think this guy's slightly better. He has good crossing ability, which I do like on my my fullbacks, especially in a system where I'm playing narrow, like I am right now, because I'm not changing my system from last year. Then the two deals that I've done quite late. The first one, let's have a look at, is Antonio Ikachi. Very versatile player, can play quite a number of different positions. Only £6.75 million, so I think that was a good deal. But arguably the best signing I actually made was £33 million for Lucas Garner Duarte, which was a player that had no interest in coming into me until July. Then all of a sudden he was unhappy and he became available on my list of players that are now interested in joining Lille. So as soon as I seen that, £33 million release clause, I went for him immediately. Cracking player. Now my best midfielder as well.
His physics was unreal.
Yeah. Transforms my team. He goes in there naturally. I would have been locking in Zagrova. However, unfortunately for me, Roberto Piccoli, my best striker, in the 30th of August, where I had no money after that, is now out for 5 to 8 months. Absolutely gutted. Cruciates have been done. I don't have a second striker. My mistake. Zagrova is kind of my only other option, really. So yeah, striker-wise, we might be struggling this season. However, I am locking in 3 of my 4 defenders, because when I don't, that all changes to the defense I had last season. And I think these two are better players, and I think Bard can give me more goals because of his attacking threat down the left. Schedule, we haven't played each other. I beat PSG in the Trophy de Champions 2-1. We lost against Nice away from home, but we were down to 10 men, then they scored, which is one of those things. Piccoli got his last goal there before he got himself injured. In the Lorient game, which was where he came off, Zagrova was already on the pitch and he did actually score. It's a sign of the good things to come, because he also scored 2 in the game before that as well. But yeah, we're on form right now. It's just such a shame we've missed now our best player potentially to score goals for. So, never mind. Champions League, I can't see me getting out of it without Piccoli. And we've got Real Madrid, Milan and Chelsea in there, as well as Atletico Madrid. So, some tricky fixtures. Let's have a look, Dad. You had to sign players from England. It was a tricky one for you, really. You've got 2 that's come through the door. Noni Madueke.
Yeah, I've changed my tactic again, so
No.
I'm going to play a midfield winger, and this guy fits the role for that. I do like this player in real life as well. I think he's very, very good on the ball, and he always goes for goal, which is what I like.
Used to play for Spurs.
Yeah.
So there we go. Then finally we've got Cameron Archer, 13 million.
I got this guy in. It was to the last sort of right at the death, really. He's a good striker, just in case I get any injuries, really. He won't be in my first team.
I could have done with him, really.
Yeah, you could have done, yeah.
Never mind. We're now rocking a 4-4-2.
Yeah, I had a different tactic than this before for the first couple of games, and it did work, and then it didn't work, and I couldn't make my mind up. I'm right at the death now. This is the tactic I'm going to go for the whole season. And I've locked this striker in. I've had him since the beginning, and he's already played much for me, and I don't understand why. So I'm going to give the guy a chance. I'm going to lock him in. See how it goes. I just feel that he could be something different than I'm looking for. So I've got players around him that can supply him, and you just never know. Sometimes you get a little gem come through and you don't realise it.
True.
So and he's been in my team. I haven't played him very much at all. He's just in and out, really. Now I'm going to lock him in and see how it goes.
All right. Speaking of which, you do have quite a few players that have come through your youth academy,
yes,
haven't you?
I did bring a few into the team.
But it's one of those things, they're not quite ready
quite
for
good
first
enough, yeah.
team. But yeah, there we go. Let's look at the schedule then. As we said, you had a bad start. I took you into this part here, with these 2 fixtures here, before you thought, right, I need a change. A 7-2 win against Le Havre, a nice 5-1 win against Monaco. Lost to Saint Etienne.
I know. That's the result that's made me change my mind with the tactic and change it. I had the 2 good results, a 7-2 and a 5-1, and I thought, right, we're up and going. And then I thought, I don't know. So I've changed it.
Okay.
I might have just done myself out of it.
Yeah, you could have, to be fair. Europa League fixtures, you've got the likes of Juve in there, which is always going to be tricky. Yeah. Porto at home as well. But other than that, you should go through. And being in the Europa League, it's a big opportunity for a trophy.
To be honest, if I'd stand any chance of winning this challenge, I need to win that for the points.
Yeah.
With your injury, it might have just done me a big favour, really.
Doors opened.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't see me winning a trophy this season, but there we go. Points-wise, I am winning just about right now, although Dan has picked up just 1 point after 3 years. Let's see if he picks up any more in season number 4. Right, Dan, end of season number 4. 8th place. It ain't getting any better for you.
It isn't, is it? don't know. Players I'm open to sort of work for me are not working at all.
Because the shirt they got to put on. That's what it
I
is.
think they're jinxed. I honestly think you've jinxed this team and they're just not going to work for anybody.
It's my fault. I'm finishing in second place again, although I'm having a bad end of the season because I was a lot closer to PSG again throughout the season. And in fact, I think this season I actually was top for quite a while. There we go. So dropped off a little bit. You rescued yourself because at some point you were close to relegation.
Yeah.
Pulled yourself back up, but never really got past 6th position. Kind of just teetering around down in that 8th place now. We don't have any top scorers, although Roberto Piccoli, great to see him back after his cruciate ligament damage. 7.55 for an average rating. It's very good. He did come back. Lucas Chevalier, 14 clean sheets there. So not too bad. And Melvin Bard had the most assists. I was right to lock him in.
Yeah.
But you got Callum Wendu's in there, 12 assists. Montiel got quite a lot of yellow cards. I think Montiel and Valentin every single season have had the most yellow cards. Okay, we're on Ren. Did you win anything else? No. Young Boys knocked you out of the round of 16.
Disappointed with that.
Young Boys hate Rens as well.
Yeah.
11th round, which was the same round that you went out on in last season as well. Looks like Guri was your top scorer because he's pretty much there. Lille, 11th round as well by Nantes. Damn, round of 16 by Leipzig. So Champions League-wise, I mean, I got out of the league phase this time round. 3 wins there. Chelsea, PSV, Sassuolo. 4 draws and the 1 loss, which of course to Real Madrid, but only 2-1. That's not too bad. I don't mind that. Went into the knockout playoff round, beating Shakhtar on penalties 6-6 after extra time before getting knocked out by Leipzig in that round of 16. All the teams are on the right went through on that one. Your Europa League, Dad, you had round of 16, knocked out by Young Boys there. Knockout playoff round, did you play in that? No, Young Boys did. They won on penalties, but the league phase, finishing 8, 1-5. Drew 2, lost to Juve, who were unbeaten. Then with Wolfsburg. So goals-wise, you locked in Yildirim.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have.
He didn't perform for me. I was really hoping he was going to be that little gem that we haven't come across before, and he's just sort of blossomed, but he didn't. He just died.
Well, nobody's really performing in your team.
No, they're not.
Really. I mean, Matueki's had a good season. Callum Wendu, 7.28, 15 goals and 13 assists.
I mean, I could quite easily sell any of those players over really and just start building again, but one season left, I can't afford to do it really, can I?
And only one nation left as well. So yeah, we'll have to flip this around. Oh, you got no money either. I mean, rightly so, to be honest. You haven't done anything to gain any money.
Anything, so no.
What about me, though? Let's have a look. I've done all right. So 15 goals from Haraldsson, which was my top scorer this year. Piccoli came back at the end of the season. So 13 goals in 13 games in the league. Well done, mate. He's come back and done quite well there. Grover got 14 as well. All right, that's not too bad. Transfer budget-wise, £42 million. It's enough to bring in at least one star player, which I do like to do, but it depends on the nation. So let's have a look at what country we're each going to be after we look at the points. So at the end of Season 4 then, Omega Luke got 2 points and Dad got 1, thanks to a victory over Luke in the league. Meaning the total points are now Omega Luke with 12 and Dad with 2. All right, the last spin of the wheel. Germany, Portugal, or Belgium?
I'd like Portugal, but...
I mean, yeah, Portugal, Germany is the two to go for, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's find out then. I get the first spin, so I get the more options, which is good, but I guarantee that means I'll end up on Belgium. Let's find out then. The final nation that I've got... Oh, it's bloody Belgium. Right, okay. I've got to find a player from Belgium. I don't know where I'm going to manage to find a player to fit into my team there.
No, you're struggling with that.
Germany or Portugal?
I think I can find a player quite easily.
Yeah, although you haven't done very well with it in the past. It's going to be Portugal by the looks of it. Yes, just snuck into Portugal. A lot of options in Portugal, plus the valuation seems to be a little bit less than Germany, so you might be all right. But let's have a look then. Final summer, who we bring in? All right, our final season then. You had to sign some Portuguese players with no money.
Yeah.
So you resorted to just 3 free transfers.
I mean, they were probably the best players I could even buy as well, really. So to get him on a free was even better for me.
He's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 33, but you've only got to use him for 1 more year.
1 more season, yeah.
So that's fine.
And I had a new tactic in my mind that I was going to try, so he fitted right into it, really.
And Lalo as well is a good player.
And he sort of fits into the same tactic, really. So, and the other guy was another striker because I was going to try. three up front as well. So
Yeah.
the three signings sort of worked with the new tactic that I'm going to try, really.
All right. Well, by the way, yes, this is the last season. If you want to get the save game file to maybe use any of the tactics or just continue the save, you can do so on patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming or on the YouTube channel membership page. Not that I'd know why you'd want to be Ren, but I don't know. Maybe you want to destroy them. I don't know.
I will say one thing. Not a lot of players want to come to you. So I've struggled.
Understandably. They're all huge Mega Luke fans, and they all hate Ren. Okay, you mentioned your new tactic. You've gone for a 3 at the back system,
I've
the
never
3
played
up
this
front.
before. Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen me play this tactic before, have you? So it's something new for myself as well. I'm going to try it. So I do like the 3 up front. So that was what I had in mind all the time. So
All right.
can't lose on anything. I can't get any worse, can I?
Absolutely not, no. How you haven't been sacked yet, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, 4th in the league, so it is going well for you at the minute.
Yes.
You have lost to Marseille and drew to Nice, but there is 3 wins in there.
Yeah. I'm going to take that as a better start than I've had from the rest of the seasons. I think.
Yeah, good defensively. You only conceded 3 goals.
Yeah,
Which
so-
a 3 at the back does suggest you would do anyway.
Yeah.
Let's have a look though, because with my final season buying only Belgian players, might have been a little limited. And I've brought in 2 players. I spent the transfer budget that I had. I didn't sell anybody this time round. Arnie Engels from Celtics come in, who's actually a 4-star player on my team. So I did actually find a player that would go into my first team in Arnie Engels, because that DM role, he fits lovely alongside Duaf, who I bought in last season, of course. Good set piece taker as well. There isn't anything that he can't do. He has a minimum of 10 in everything, which is great. He's only 23 as well. So for £28 million, it is a lot of money to bring somebody from that from the Scottish League for that amount, but I think it's worth it. And I think Arnie Engels is going to be a prize asset because he plays in a number of different positions. But then, £10 million, I needed a backup striker, and I looked for Belgian strikers under 10 million, and I found this guy who is 19, a new gen. Don't ask him to concentrate on anything. Just a 2 for concentration, but the rest, superb. Really good. I'm happy with that. That's the type of player I need to be a backup, obviously, for Roberto Piccoli. He can learn under that. Got good potential. If he gets any game time, fantastic. If not, I've got him playing for the under 19s, whatever it is. He's got 8 goals in just 2 starts with 4 off the bench. So he's got potential to be world class, possibly. I'm sticking exactly with the same tactic I had last season, but this season I'm locking in Zagrova because I think he's a really good shadow striker, and 6 goals in 5 games suggests that I might be correct in that assumption. So though he doesn't play there naturally, he does quite well. We're top of the league at the minute because we got 5 wins from 5 and only conceding 2 goals. Piccoli's on fire as well. He got 4 goals against Lorient. So he's already off to the races. How many goals did he get in the? He got 4 in the first game against Marseille as well. And Zagrova's goes. We've got 3 match balls from the first 5 games in our our striker and our shadow striker for our 2 players. Love that.
Going for fun at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
You stuffed Marseille 5-1 and I lost to them. What chance have I got?
All right, Champions League fixtures then. We got Bodo Glimt and PSV to start off with. We do have Eintracht Frankfurt, who, by the way, I'm wearing their away shirt. I need to find the camera there. Wearing their new away shirt. Thank you very much, FC Trek, for getting me that. So that's
you could
nice.
qualify there before the last 2 games. Which would do you a big
W-
favour.
Yeah, that's the 2 difficult ones, right? That is the 2 difficult ones. So, for the final time, the final season, let's simulate it and see how we do. Well, well, well. Champions of France.
You lost 3 games, well done. 14 points, that's hammered them really, innit?
40 goals as well for Roberto Piccoli.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff. 3 losses, as you mentioned. One of them was against you. And Monaco,
4-1.
both games.
PSG didn't beat you at all.
No. Bokeh team, my Monaco, beat them twice.
Yeah.
Didn't you draw against them? And you beat them as well. You lost 8 times though, Dad. One of them was against me. So you did get a point there. But I get the title, which is 4, plus a win against you there. Lovely stuff. Now, did Piccoli also get the top goal scorer? He did. Diakite also got the highest average rating with Piccoli in behind. And Maffeo was up there with Guri in between.
Yeah.
Guri and Lello, both got the 2 player of the matches alongside Diakite. To be honest, I was actually going to lock him out with the side because I was going to put Maffeo in at right back. Then I thought, well, he actually isn't that bad of a right back, to be honest. He kind of fits the bill if I really needed him to go there. Glad I did.
Yeah.
Really good. Chevalier also got 17 clean sheets. Joe Drommel was there with 13. Not bad season, really. Assist-wise, both of your wing-backs. There's the system, Veer. You've been wondering why I've been using 3 at the backs recently.
First time I've tried it, and it's worked for me.
I have enjoyed a 3 at the back recently.
Yeah.
I need to do a video on it separately because I do enjoy that system. But there we go. This was the winner this season. So again, if you want the tactic, the downloadable save game file is on channel members and Patreon. Thank you, by the way, for everybody who's on that because you helped Dad be here. Right, let's have a look at competitions. Was that the only trophy I won? It was indeed. Monaco again. They are my bogey team. Did you win it though, Dad? No, 9th round. You were out even earlier. Holders were Lons. So a trophyless season for PSG. Good.
Brilliant.
Yeah. There we go. So let's have a look. 19 goals for Amin Gori. 10 for Cameron Archer there.
Still not enough goals, really.
No.
When you think 3 strikers up there and then...
Piccoli with 40 though. 23 for Zagrova with 19 assists. Really good stuff. Angel Gomez also coming back in with 15 goals as well. Let's have a look at the points then in this final season. Final points then. Omega Luke with 5 and Dad with 1. Meaning the total points after 5 years are Omega Luke with 17 and Dad with 3. There we go. 17-3. Just like the hammering I wanted to give to this Rennes side. The dirty rats.
I let you all down, and I wanted Rennes to beat you, but they just didn't do it.
Absolutely not.
I really did struggle to get players, any decent players, to come to Rennes. Just weren't interested.
I made sure I stepped up my game for this one. There was no chance of
You were
losing
going
this.
to, but that's why I started my tactic right from the beginning. That 3 up front, my favourite tactic. I thought if I can get going, I'll be all right. But nah, I just didn't get going. The wheel wasn't bad to me, but just couldn't get any players to come.
Absolutely not, no. But I did. But there we go. Make sure you check out this video on screen because Dad and I have started a brand new series where we are racing to the Scottish Premier League using teams in the 3rd tier of Scottish football. Go check it out. It's good.